What's up everyone, Max Power here and welcome back to the arena. We're going to be playing some more Pokemon TCG live. In this case here, we're actually featuring the Giratina VStar deck. If you look at the right side of the screen, you'll be able to see the deck layout itself. It's actually pretty textbook standard. There are a lot of cards that you're definitely going to be rocking, like for example the Giratina V. It's the main foundation of which you're going to be playing your Giratina VStar. Its main attacks are Lost Impact, does 280 damage for 3 energy. The only downside is you need to dump 2 energy into the Lost Zone. It doesn't have to be energy necessarily on Giratina, it could be on any Pokemon on your board, and if you have a DTE double turbo energy, you can use one of those as well as the 2 cost. Should you reach 10 or more cards in the Lost Zone, you can use its V-Star power of the attack, Star Requiem, instant knockout. That's one of the best, most powerful things in this game. Can't beat that as long as you're able to set it up. While you are setting up your board, you can definitely use Giratina V's Abyss Seeking, which you can look at 4 cards from your deck, the top 4, put 2 of them into your hand if you're still setting up. The other 2 go to your Lost Zone. It kind of gets that Lost Zone count up. The point of playing Lost Zone is you want to get cards in there so that you can use different abilities, different attacks. Your first checkpoint is hitting 4 in the Lost Zone, so you can attack with Cramorant for free. As you can see here, Lost Provisions, if you have 4 more cards in Lost Zone, no cost to attack, so it gets to spit instantly for 110, no frills, super easy and low maintenance. Another attacker you might want to consider is Sableye, because once you hit 10 or more cards in the Lost Zone as well, you get to place 12 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon any way you like. He can be super clutch, super disrupty, super useful, and you can fetch this out with Level Ball, Fog Crystal, pretty much anything. It's low HP, but you'd be surprised how powerful this little sucker is. Comfeys is going to be one of your main engines, if not the main engine, with flower selecting. You also look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put one of them in your hand, the other one into the Lost Zone. You're going to be using this as much as possible. You run 4 so you can see them as early as possible and put them on your board, all of them if possible. Cards to help you get there are going to be your Battle VIP Pass. You get to put 2 on the bench for, basic on your first turn, or putting at least 3, you can play 4, you don't have to. That'll definitely help you to get there. You will need switch outs so that you can pivot from one Comfey to the other, another Pokemon. So Escape Rope can help you do that, as well as not Fog Crystal, but rather switching cart. Basically switch out, so you can play regular switch as well. Switch card is a little bit better because you get to recover 30 damage from your Pokemon, the one that's going to the bench. And also we're playing 2 Beach Court. You can play around with this, but this reduced the cost of each basic Pokemon in play, the retreat cost, by 1 energy. Super useful, very necessary. The other card that's going to help you run up those numbers in the Lost Zone is Colress Experiment, the Batman to the Robin, or in this case to the Comfey. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck and put 3 of them into your hand, 2 into the Lost Zone. This is going to help you build up that big hand, get all the cards you need, throw away the stuff you don't, and get you to set up your board state. As far as other Pokemon, we have Radiant Greninja to help with our draw power, concealed cards, you may have seen it before, and a Snorlax as a flex once a single prize attacker. Since you're able to set up with Mirage Gate, which we'll talk about in a minute, he gets to do 180 damage with the downside of him going to sleep. But again, another thing you can whip out and your opponent does not expect it or see it coming. Of course, as with any deck, we're going to be running Boss's Orders to gust up any Pokemon their opponent has in the bench, anyone that you want to attack. You've got your Ball Search cards, Ultra Ball, Nest Ball. You can play Level Ball, or in this case Fog Crystal, just to help you get out your Comfeys, your Sableyes, and your Psychic Energies. And Mirage Gate. This is the other reason you're going to want to ramp up the Lost Zone and put as many cards in there as soon as possible. You can only play this when you have 7 or more there, but you get to search for up to 2 basic energy cards of different types and attach them to your Pokemon any way you like. You get to set up your Giratinas, your Radiant Greninja, because you can attack with him for Moon Knight Shuriken. You'd be surprised how he can be useful in certain situations. Your Sableye, and more specifically your Giratina VStar. Now, this is not the only way to play Lost Zone. Of course, you're going to be playing it with other attackers. The Lost Box is a thing. You get to play with Raikou V, Dragonite V, other single prizers, other basic Pokemon. It's crazy, but today we're going to be featuring the Giratina VStar. And let's see how it does in the ladder. I've actually not played ranked much myself, but because of that, I can't imagine I'm gonna get, you know, a world championship player right off the start. Maybe I do, who knows. But do you even splash, bro? I want to thank you guys for taking the time to check out the video and hope you enjoy the content. Let's see what our opponent has here and if this is actually a fire type deck or if it's just a skin that they're using. They get tails. I think they were calling heads, right? Nope, they won. So with this deck, you can go first or second. It really doesn't matter. It looks like we're going first. We will be able to set up, but we won't be able to play supporters on the first turn. We've got Giratina. Okay, not bad. We will have to pivot out of him at some point, but that's fine. That's what this deck relies on. We're looking at the archetype deck. Very well, so we got our battle VIP pass to start. We're going to be doing one Comfey and Radiant Greninja. Maybe inspect the board. We don't have an energy, so that could be a little difficult, but maybe we can get there. Okay, let's do that. Let's get these two out. Then we're going to go with Nest Ball to fetch out another Comfey. So we've got all four in the deck or in our hands, so that's perfect. We do need a switch out, and we don't have it right now. We can play Beach Court, but they're probably going to bump it for something else. We have no energies. Unfortunately, this is not the turn you want to see. So it just so happens that it's not a bad setup, but you just need more cards to be able to draw and switch out. If we had one more switch out, that would have been great. So let's pass turn. Not too bad. The opponent might be using the standard Arcanine deck that comes with this client application. Nothing wrong with that. They might just be looking to set up the Growlithe. It doesn't look like they have anything else in their hand, any other basic Pokemon. So there's a chance we might be out in front. On the bright side, this turn I'm able to play Colress Experiment, which that would have been my first play on the next turn anyway. And then hopefully we can get some energy, some switch outs so we can start getting the ball rolling. Actually, we might be able to donk this player on the first turn. I should have played the Cramorant, but we're going to get there. I'm not worried at all. Let's Colress Experiment, see what it does in action. Okay. We're going to need the Nest Ball. We're going to assume we're going to donk this turn, guys. This is not what always happens. But let's get Giratina. I'm not going to need Mirage Gate immediately, otherwise I would try to get it. I think right now, I don't need any of these cards, honestly. I really don't. Let's just get the Mirage Gate, because this is more likely what you're going to do, or if not the Colress Experiment. I have the second one in my hand. I might not need more than that. So we're good here. Okay. We still don't have a switch out, nor any energies. That is insane. We're going to... Man, this is not good. Let's get out the Cramorant, because that will help us. And then that way there's less cards to draw through in the deck. I would play Beach Court, but I don't have... Oh, Fog Crystal would have helped us to get there. Alright, that's fine. They might evolve next turn, they might not, but we shall go from there. Let's evolve this bad boy, because well, actually not yet, because we might be having to Abyss Seeking. Yeah. Let's hold the hand for now. Even if Giratina gets knocked out, we do have a third one in the deck. Second and third. We've got the V-Star in hand, so we're not worried about that. They've got Bidoof. Okay, no donking happening today. Sorry, guys. And this Arcanine is going to wreck us. Now, something I didn't mention, of course, this deck does require some skill to play, of which of course I have none, but still, I've watched a lot of gameplay on it, so it's just a ton of decisions that have to occur as you're playing through it, such as using the flower selecting, your concealed cards, deciding what cards to get rid of, stuff like that. At least now, we've cleared the active, and we can start using Comfey to draw some cards. And that is exactly what we would like to do at this time. Dominion, First, we want a Colress, always. Let's do it again. Battle VIP Pass is useless, but we've got a Pivot, we've got an Energy, and instead of getting the Nest Ball, we're just going to get the third Comfey, and yeah, I don't need the other cards, so that's an easy one. Okay. I'm going to switch card. Or do we want to... Let's conceal cards first, actually. Conceal cards, since we have an Energy. Discard the Psychic, get some... Okay, Mirage Gate. We're going to switch cards into the other Comfey. Cramorant's ready to attack. We're going to Flower Select. Giratina VStar or the Psychic Energy. Let's take the Energy because we really need the other Giratina VStar, if anything. And then with that, we've got 5 in the Lost Zone to Rage. Okay. We can go ahead and attach. Actually, no, we don't need to. We're going to Beach Court, save our energy. We're going to retreat into the Cram. I wish I didn't have to waste it. Did I Flower Select again? I don't think so. That's fine. We are going to spit and deal some damage here. And it'll be double damage because they are fire type and weak to it. And it's not worth what? That's a rip-off, guys. So TCG Live unfortunately is a little buggy. Things like that, like Arcanine is weak to water. It should have knocked out. It did not. Or not knocked out, it should have taken 220 damage, which is double. It just didn't happen. That is not good. But that's fine. This game might be a loss, but at least you get to see how the deck is supposed to work. And let's see what our opponent is trying to set up now. They don't have a bad board state here, but they do need to continue setting up because this Arcanine is not going to last forever. Next turn, I can probably attack with this Snorlax, and it will knock it out. So unless they're ready to set something up, it will not go well for them. This game is not over yet. We've got a boss. I'm going to play Snorlax. We do not have another Colress. Probably should have gotten it. We probably can, actually. Unless it's in the price. Let's try Lumineon. See if we can get it out of the deck. Yes, we do. Supporter. And the other Colress is prized. So, unless we get some prize cards, we're not going anywhere. No valid cards? Okay. Not a problem. We are going to Flower Select. Or concealed cards. Let's conceal cards. Get rid of the water energy. We've got the V. That's what we want. We're now going to Flower Select. We should pick up the energy. We're now going to retreat into the, what do we have in the, oh, I can't check now. So, 2 Colress, 5, 6, this will take us to 7. Yeah, we have 6, so we need to get 1 more in the loss, so that's fine. Alright, so Flower Select again. Escape Rope, that's more what we need. Perfect, so now, we just played this Giratina, so I'm not really going to be using it for anything. And if we wanted to, we can attack with the Snorlax right now, but Escape Rope is going to get that Arcanine out of the active. That is not what we want. How should we go about this? We can Mirage Gate to Giratina and just run him, honestly. Let them knock out the Comfey. Let's do that. Mirage Gate, Grass, Water, since it's the only other one. And we're going to put that on Giratina, we will be attacking next turn. I will hold the energy, because we can, actually, no, there's no point in holding it. Let's set it up right now. Unless they have a boss's orders, then whatever. We can, oh, I just thought of something. Yeah. Man, I could have escape rolled and boss. Rookie mistake, but that's fine. We're set up for next turn. Unless we... Yeah, that's fine. We're gonna let the Comfey get knocked out, if anything. Unless they don't have energy, because actually they did not play one last time. So the plan here is, we can either go in with Snorlax, or we can go in with Giratina. They're setting up Moltres. They only have a 3-card hand, and they've not been able to really draw through it, through their deck. They still have the majority of their deck in their, you know, in the deck still. Meanwhile, we've actually gone through the majority of our deck. Look at that, 17 cards left only. But that's fine, we're not really in any danger of getting decked out or anything like that. We just had the misfortune of having a really bad starting hand, which does happen in the game. That's not a big deal whatsoever. So now we're going to show what this deck can do. A little late, but we can still do it. Giratina me, this is what you all came to see. Switch card, don't need it anymore. We're going to evolve. We've got 1, 2, 3, 7 cards in the Lost Zone. We're going to have 2 more. I'm going to attach, or should I draw? Now let's attach a Grass Energy to Giratina because we plan on continue attacking with him. And we're now going to Lost Impact. Let's do it. Get rid of the water because he doesn't need it, and the grass. Those are going to go to the Lost Zone. That's going to put us at 9 cards in the Lost Zone. So starting next turn, we can actually play Sableye should we get it. Now we get our first 2 prize cards. Giratina V, Mirage Gate. Okay, not bad. Not bad. So we definitely have all the Mirage Gates online. We do need to start getting energy back into the deck. I do have an energy recycler because if not, it's going to be a little tough for us. That it is. But I'm actually not worried right now. We also have Snorlax as a backup attacker. There's a bunch of basic Pokemon. They're all relatively weak. I can always attach manually, do another Lost Impact, even though that's going to be kind of wasteful. But eventually we're going to get Sableye or the things that we really need to finish out and close out this game. So what do we want to do here? He's got an XP share. Okay. How many are in the discard? That's what I want to know. There's only 2 energy in the discard, 1 in hand. And the Lost Zone we don't have. Oh, we do have 2. That's fine. We are going to manually attach this basic energy. I wish it was a grass. I can save Mirage Gate. I don't want to splurge my energies just yet. I don't need this other Giratina, but I can play Comfey number 2 as a backup. We still have plenty of deck to draw through. Let's... That's 8, 9. If I had one more, I can use Star Requiem, but we can do this next turn. Let's do it. Lost Impact. Not much else we can do, honestly. I'm going to get rid of the Psychic because I know we have some of these in the discard pile. Kind of wish he had... Well, if he has Arcanine now, he's going to attack and knock out my Giratina anyway. So we've got... Okay. Basic Grass. That's fine. We just gotta get a way to get energy restored and recovered so we can keep this going. Magma Basin. So like I said, yeah, this is not a bad deck, but this is actually one of the introductory decks that you get when you open the account and you start with TCG Live, the one that the opponent is using, this fire deck featuring Arcanine. We are using a little more of a complicated Giratina VStar Lost Zone box deck. And there are still a few options we've got. They don't really have much energy or attackers. Here's Sableye. And we can escape rope. We might need to get back into Comfeys so we can draw some cards. Because I don't want to get rid of the basic grass energy. So we're going to rope because we don't have an energy to attack with and we don't want to waste them. Bring up your, what's this thing called? Anteater Pokemon? I forgot. Heatmore. Oh, Charmander. How dare you? Okay, so we're gonna go with a Comfey, see if we can draw some cards. We do have another escape rope and a switch card, so I'm not worried in that sense at all. Flower select. Energy recycler, perfect. So now we've got just two. Oh, well, actually, no. What am I talking about? So we are now going to concealed cards, get rid of the grass, because we will get it back in the deck. Cramorant is an excellent attacker. I just wish the board was not filled up. So we're going to energy recycler. Right? Yeah, we're going to energy recycler. Get all these cards back. Unfortunately, it's just 3. I wish it was 5. We can Mirage Gate, but who do we want to do that to? That's the tricky part. That's Mirage Gate, because without that we cannot proceed. Let's get the Psychic out. We will get the water out. Actually, no, that's not a good idea. Let's get the grass one out. Done. Psychic on the Giratina. We're gonna have to star Requiem now, because if not, then we're not gonna be able to continue. But hopefully they can knock Giratina out and then we can respond. So let's go ahead and put this on the... No, we don't need that there actually. Snorlax. He's gonna be our next attacker. Snorlax. Okay. So we can save Giratina for later. We don't need him right now, actually, now that I think about it. That is very true. Let's Mirage Gate. And we will take the last 2 so we can power up our Snorlax. Okay. He's a colorless attacker, so it really doesn't matter. I'm going to boss up whoever is the strongest one, although I run the risk of us getting locked into the game. Let's knock out the Bidoof, because I don't see them doing much. Let's do that. Well, no, they can play Charmander. Let's just knock out the Charmander. Let's switch card. Bust out Snorlax. We're already comfy no matter what, so I'm not worried, guys. Let's attack. Thumping Snore. He's gonna go to sleep. We get a, these are all 1 prizes, so it really doesn't matter. Part of me wishes he did have a 2 prizer, because then we could have finished the game a lot easier. Jet Energy is very useful, actually, now that I think about it. So Jet Energy, assuming Snorlax stays asleep, Jet Energy is going to help us win the game. Okay, what does this thing do? Oh, it's trying to wake up. Okay. Heatmore, what you got? Knock out my Snorlax. Or don't. Actually, I need you to not knock out my Snorlax. I've got 2 prize cards left, so I can Star Requiem 1 Pokemon, and I can Lost Impact the other Pokemon, and we're basically done. What you got? Or you can concede. Ultra Ball for Arcanine, more than likely. what they should get is Bibero if they play Bidoof. Yep. I should have knocked that out. I got rid of the Charmander because they do have the possibility of rare canning to Charizard, and that would be very scary. You don't want that. You definitely don't want to see Charizard in this case because they use the one from Pokemon Go, and that doubles the energies that he has on hand. Here's the Arcanine. If they don't switch out, I'm going to boss up the Arcanine, and that's game. And you guys will get to see the full glory of this deck in action. Despite the rocky start, we had a bad hand, very clunky until like turn 3. We couldn't flower select until the second turn. Colress, whenever you look for your cards, you never want to get rid of the Colress. You never want to get rid of basic energies because it's very limited in this deck, but it's on purpose. You don't need that many. Even if we've had to attack multiple times, Giratina is still able to let off a third attack. That was a weak attack. Okay, they probably think that they're still in the game. They're not. Jet energy to the Giratina. That's right. We boss the Arcanine. Oops, got the dragon. And we start Requiem for game. Boom! I would have loved to play multiple games, but because this one was so long, especially being Lost Zone and Giratina and all that, the opponent did have a chance to win this. I mean, again, I'm not an expert, I'm not a tournament winner or anything like that, but I've watched a lot of gameplay, I've experienced a lot of gameplay, GG's, and this is a deck that's really fun. It does require practice. You do need to get used to it. It might be easier to pilot one that doesn't use Giratina necessarily, but Kyogre is another one from Celebrations. Excellent attacker. Lost Zone itself is very fun. You get to just kind of draw through your deck fast. You get to utilize almost all the cards that you have, but it's very much resource management. I cannot stress that enough. So that wasn't too shabby. Next Let's Play that we do, I'm going to try to not use a deck that's so complicated, although this one's fun. I would love to continue using it, maybe a different version of it, because Giratina is one powerhouse, but as you can see, it does have certain limitations. Snorlax is great, but if you use Snorlax, you definitely want to put in therapeutic energy so he doesn't fall asleep, or if you attach therapeutic energy after it's asleep, it helps get rid of any and all special conditions. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for taking the time. I really do appreciate it. It would mean the world for me if you press the like button. Hit subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I'm going to try to focus more on the gameplay aspect, as I know, or I feel that not a lot of people know or make gameplay content, and I know that the application is not the best. A lot of us miss Pokemon TCGO, the online version, the previous one, because that one was just smooth and seamless. But we're hoping this one gets better over time, especially with more people getting into the game. Pokemon just wants more people to play it, honestly. There's a lot of collectors out there, a lot of everything else, but they need more players than anything, as well as in person and online. Thank you so much, guys, for the time once again, and hope you have a great day.